Welcome to the Rustin Hour. It's your boy D'Angelo Morrison and my co-host are here. Who are you both?
My name is Gerald. I'm the community support coordinator for He's Valuable. What's up?
Woo. And my name is William Brito. I'm the community mobilization coordinator for He Is Valuable Incorporated.
Will, don't be laughing at my motherfucking intros, okay? I'm trying my hardest, okay?
It's your boy, you know.
Your boy.
It's your boy.
All right. Yeah, so
It was
again,
cute. I loved it.
thank you. I appreciate it. To give you guys our titles, I am the Director of Services and Advocacy for He Is Valuable. Gerald, you are...
Just said it, but I am the community support coordinator for He Is Valuable.
And I just said it as well. I'm the community mobilization coordinator for
Well, I just want y'all to know what the fucking titles are, okay? Because guess what? I didn't hear it and I had a long fucking day. Great.
Right.
Okay. No, welcome to the Rustin Hour, guys. I'm so excited to be here with you guys to have our amazing discussions that we have every week. Will, you're killing me.
It's your boy for me.
Right. It's the your boy.
And then he said, go back and tell everybody your titles.
Listen. I took it back to the MySpace days when you used to play your boy such and such. And
The MySpace.
You definitly took it back to MySpace.
The About Me section, top
2005, 2006.
That's fine. That's when we had good music. Oh.
Wow. Like Cherish?
Ooh, Jesus. We don't need to talk about them
I mean, we
because
could.
I just listened to the EP.
I did too.
Okay.
Hey,
So.
hey.
I was surprised by Pam. But okay.
Hey.
We were talking about the
sound lovely.
Blueprint EP, but
Not you sound lovely.
anyways.
Felicia Fallon, Shamari Keeley, and well, Pam is
And
not
Pam.
actually. No, it said featuring Pam on that song, and she's not in the picture.
She went to go be with Jesus.
Well,
Not in the literal sense, but in the sense that in the sense that their music was too anyways, they don't know what we talking about. It's
I
this
don't know
TV show
either.
called The
They might.
Encore. It's a
They
TV
might.
show called The Encore. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. You'll see what
on
we're
BET
talking about.
by Carlos King.
What has happened?
Okay,
This is the worst start of the show. That
No,
we've
it's
had.
not.
That
This
is
is
not
actually
the
pretty good. I like this.
Okay, so how was y'all's day, weekend things and such?
My day was fine. My weekend was interesting. Well, it was a good time. We celebrated a friend's birthday. Shout out to Royce, who's also on the He's Valuable team.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Yesterday I spent time with my mom. Her birthday was on
Hey,
Monday.
Keisha.
Hey, Keisha. Okay.
Yeah, her birthday was Monday,
What's
so I
up,
spent a
girl?
little time with her. Took her to a restaurant, got her a little cocktail. It was a good
Oh,
time.
you was doing it like that? Okay. Secret Service, I got a cocktail. Okay.
Yeah, we had a good time. Will, how was your weekend?
My weekend was good. Relaxed, didn't relax. Had also a great time at Royce's birthday festivities this weekend. Got to see and have good conversation with some good people. Outside of my roof leaking the other day and me having to cuss maintenance out, everything was pretty good. But I held my composure. Broke my bed in the midst of turning it.
You
But,
broke it or broke?
Broke it.
Oh, okay.
But it's okay.
The new bed?
Because I got a warranty. Y'all don't even know where it's at.
Oh, you
I got a warranty, girl. They come in
Where's
to
broke
fix it. Not gonna tell
okay.
you.
All right. You broke it in, child.
In the midst of moving it, that's what he said.
Because the water was leaking.
So we'll take that.
Well,
Shut
some
your
was
asses
leaking.
up.
Oh.
Wow.
So my weekend was very relaxed. I didn't really do shit. I went to my parents.
Right, because I ain't seen your butt all weekend.
You didn't
yeah.
do shit or you do shit?
Both. Besides go see your parents.
So I went to go see my parents, and they were awesome. Yeah.
Come on,
My mom
parents.
gave me some moonshine jello shots.
Ooh.
Those will always take you there.
Did they take you there?
Yeah.
I bet.
And then my ass got another drink. Tequila and Yeho.
Sounds like a good time.
Tequila and what?
And Yeho. It's a type of tequila.
Oh.
ANEJO.
Love my tequila. That's my drink of choice. You see me in the bars, buy me a tequila.
Buy me a tequila. What?
A tequila sunrise.
Buy me a Hennessy.
Will, what is
Bitch, buy me whatever. Because I'm going to get fucked up regardless.
So especially if it's at Bulldogs.
So now you know our drinks of choices. So the last couple of weeks have been very interesting, to say the least. One issue that has been, or thing that has been dominating the airways, the media, the conversations, is this issue with DaBaby. So we touched on it slightly on the last podcast, but I guess we can talk about it a little bit more since we've had
Episode
time.
5.
Episode 5.
We can talk about it a little bit more. Inside joke. We can talk about it a little bit more since
Hey,
we've
Aaron,
had time. Yes. Since we've had time to like look at it, look through everything that's going on, process it. So DaBaby was at a festival.
It was Rolling Loud, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, Rolling
In
Loud.
Miami. Not Florida, but in Miami.
Wow.
It's the difference.
The Rolling Loud Festival. And the brother made some comments that caused a lot of controversy. So
DaBrother.
the brother, yeah, he's a brother.
It's a troubled brother. Troubled.
Oh, y'all on one today.
So we're gonna play the comments for you so you can hear what the fuck he said, and then we'll talk about it afterwards. All right. So here is DaBaby.
Debacle.
You didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, any of them deadly sexually transmitted diseases that'll make you die in 2-3 weeks. Put a cell phone light in the air. Lady, if your pussy smell like water, put a cell phone light in the air. Fellas.
Lights up.
Fellas, if you ain't sucking nigga dick in the parking lot, put your cell phone lights in
Let's
the
be
air.
real about this shit.
I'm sucking dick in
Keep
the
it
parking
fucking
lot.
real.
Some of y'all niggas suspect as a motherfucker. Let's be real.
Okay, well, hold up. Who the fuck the DJ? Who that is?
No one knows.
Okay. He was making it worse.
The rap community
was already
probably
bad,
knows,
but-
maybe. The rap community maybe knows who
If you know who the DJ is, let us know in the comment sections. But there's so
not.
many thoughts and so many things wrong with it. But what are you guys' thoughts on what he said?
He is spreading information that's absolutely false. Well, number one. Also, he is not just coming for the LGBTQ plus community, but also women. Saying if your pussy
absolutely.
smell like water.
So, here's the thing.
Here's the
That's
thing.
the thing.
Here's the thing. So,
Number one.
what he said was an issue, and people ask, well, why are you automatically assuming it's an LGBTQ issue? Well, before we get to the HIV diseases comment, let's fast forward to all my fellas not sucking dick in the parking lot.
Although that was very specific, but
It was extremely specific. It was calculated. Why the fuck do you care if niggas is getting their dick sucked in the parking lot or not?
no, he didn't say niggas getting their dick sucked, but niggas sucking dick in the parking lot.
Getting their dick sucked, sucking the dick. If you, sir, are not sucking dick in parking lots, what are you upset about? Why does that matter to you? So that's number one.
Even if niggas was sucking dick in the parking lot, why is that upsetting?
What does that have to do with you? Has not shit, zilch, nothing, bitch, to do with you. Secondly, LGBTQ people are impacted by the HIV virus heavily. When you look at TV shows that are catered to us, what commercials do you see? Truvada for PrEP, Discovery for PrEP. Of course, we know this. So when you say things like shout out to the niggas who don't have HIV or any disease or what have you that kills you in 3 weeks, yada yada yada, that's increasing stigma, within our community that like they exist together. And so I got into this little tizzy with this dude on Facebook.
A little what?
Tizzy.
Ooh.
A little tizzy.
Okay.
A little
A little scuff, a little bristle.
a little But no, like that's what I was trying to explain to him. Like, yes, he didn't say, "Oh, shout out to all the gay people who don't have it." But when you're talking about a virus that impacts our community at a disproportionate rate, and you couple it with shout out to all the niggas not sucking dick in the parking lot, like what does that mean? That's homophobic. It's rooted in toxic. It's just toxic, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's toxic and fragile.
Very, very fragile. But you know, niggas is really like riding by him. You know what my favorite comment on this is, damn, people can't have an opinion no more.
Not if it leads to harming others.
Or no, bitch, you can
A
have an
whole
opinion, but
community.
just what, as much as you had an opinion, people got an opinion about what you motherfucking said, bitch. And now it's
And they gonna snatch
and your
all your
shit is
shit.
cut. That is their opinion. So your argument is null and void. Void. Null and
Yeah.
void. That's my country coming out.
It's that comment, and then the other comments that another comment that really irked me was if he can't be himself, or why can't Lil Nas X
So
do
you
what
talking
he
about the
do
comment from
and
T.I.
and he not be himself? And I'm
One
like,
is homophobic. One is
be
oppressing people.
And one,
What?
T.I. needs to not say anything right now anyway without what he got going on.
facts.
And just that's just like
It's idiotic.
oranges and apples. Like you cannot compare them.
Exactly.
One is an act of liberation because we have not seen this. It's been taboo. The other is
not
an act
disrespecting
of
nobody or
destroying.
anything.
Like shout out to all. What
right.
One is putting down another community.
exactly?
Like you're saying
And one is
him
actually uplifting a community.
being a fucking asshole.
opposites. What are you talking about?
Him being an asshole to gay people is him being himself. Like that. What sense does that make? I really did not understand that
But
comment from T.I.
Here's some perspective though, based off of what we just said.
Let's hear
In
this
their
perspective.
mind, Lil Nas X is putting down the community.
I don't.
We don't see that, but to them, in their cisgender heterosexual macho man mind, which is their perspective, their worldview,
The fragile.
that's their worldview. They are putting down. They feel like Lil Nas X is putting down what masculinity is and what
Because
being a true
their
man is.
masculinity is fragile.
That is right. However, for them, their masculinity is not fragile.
But realistically and factually, it is.
They just don't realize that. All right.
Exactly.
So you're saying they're ignorant? That's what I heard.
Those would be.
I was just saying that
Accurate
basically
words used.
what we just said, they could use that particular argument against us.
What?
what
That
argument?
they're
Oh,
putting that
okay.
Lil Nas X is putting down the community.
Lil Nas X being himself and being and
Well, we know he's not.
being liberated has nothing to do with anybody besides Lil Nas X. And so, and other young people who don't have that experience and cannot be themselves, they're living vicariously. I guess is that the word? Vicariously.
Curiously.
We will vicariously. You are
Carelessly.
correct.
Through Lil Nas X, and that's not a problem. It's a problem that you have a problem
Yeah, absolutely.
with us
Absolutely.
being liberated.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
And what I
Why-
was
why is that a problem? That's what I want. I need to sit down and talk to these people. What is the problem?
what I was speaking on was strictly the fact of how they view it, not giving it any moral assignment like whether it's right or wrong, but this is what it is.
Because there's a rapper who shall not be named because he's irrelevant, who has been voicing his opinion about Lil Nas X for a while now, but he also made a comment about if Lil Nas X got on the stage in front of him and interacted this way, he would have basically attacked or beat his ass or whatever he was trying to say. And I'm just like, why are you so fragile? Why are you so bothered, brother? Like, what is wrong? What did somebody do to you that got you to a place where you can't even be in a room with another gay man?
Sucking his dick in the parking lot.
I just feel like this speaks to a larger conversation that not just black people need to have, but all of us need to have. It's fine, y'all.
We drinking cognac up in the building. What's up?
Well, so unfortunately, that was not it. This
Bottoms up.
situation continues on. So he made those original comments at the Rolling Loud Festival. After that, he came back. He got a little bit of a backlash, and he came back and made
Got a
some
lot of bit of a backlash, baby.
a bit of a backlash, and then he came back and tried to clean it up with some more statements. So I'm gonna play some more of his statements, and then we'll talk about it afterwards. So here's DaBaby cleaning up his attempt at cleaning up the statements.
There's this weak ass internet shit one time, and I'm gonna get back to giving my love to my fans. See what I'm saying? Because what me and my fans do at the live show, it don't concern you niggas on the internet or you bitter bitches on the internet. It's not y'all business. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I do at a live show is for the audience at the live show. It'll never translate correctly to somebody looking at a little 5-6 second clip from their goddamn crib on their phone. It just don't work like that. Like, you know, because regardless of what you motherfuckers talking about, how the internet and twisted up my motherfucking words, me and all my fans at the show, the gay ones and the straight ones, we turned the fuck up. I'm talking about my boy that was at the front of the stage, left over there by where I jumped at. Ask him. He got clips all on his shit. The whole night was recording. We were turned the whole night. My boy had the crop top on, front row. Yeah, out there in that jungle, in that water. Yeah, he out there. He standing on the rail, got them cutting up. He know words. I saw him. I'm rapping them bitches with him. Yeah, y'all talking about y'all niggas. Shut the fuck up, you niggas. You niggas that ain't at the show. The show is for the niggas who paid the money and took the time out their life to come enjoy the show. Not you motherfuckers watching it on the internet at the crib. No, nigga, just get your tickets and come fuck with the live show killer, gay or straight. Don't let these motherfuckers hell. I say if you don't got AIDS, put a cell phone light up. I say if you ain't suck dick in the parking lot, put your cell phone lights up. So I could drop my next song. I wasn't going on no rant. That's called a call to action. That's what that's called, because I'm a live performer. I'm the best live performer. I'm the live show killer. You interact with your fans. You get what I'm saying? Look, all the lights went up, gay, straight. You want to know why? Because even my gay fans don't got fucking AIDS, stupid ass niggas. They don't got AIDS. My gay fans, they take care of themselves. They ain't going for that. They ain't no nasty gay niggas. You know what I'm saying? They ain't no junkies. You know what I'm saying? On the street. The hell you talking about, nigga? Then I said, if you ain't suck dick in the Rolling Loud parking lot, put your cell phone light up. You know what my gay fans did? Put that motherfucking light up, nigga.
Of course.
Cause my gay fans, they ain't got niggas. They ain't going for that. They got class, nigga. They ain't sucking no dick in no parking lot, nigga. You gotta get a room, nigga, a good one, 5-star hotel for them niggas. Or goddamn, yeah, you gotta wait till they go to the crib, nigga. They ain't just finna be out here just doing no anything. Yeah, if they
Okay, enough of the foolishness.
Please and thank you. The first things first, bitch. What I need DaBaby to do is put a battery in his whatchamacallit, his smoke detector. Bitch, put a battery in that motherfucking smoke detector before you get on goddamn Instagram Live making all that money as a world famous rapper. Or so you say, bitch. You don't have a battery in your smoke detector.
Ciao.
Number 2. I don't think I've actually ever heard him speak. I'm going to be quite honest with y'all. I think that was my first time ever hearing him like speak.
How did he sound?
One, he needs to really stop doing hardcore drugs.
Oh,
It is
you heard
not
in his
good
voice,
for
right? The
It's
vocals?
not good for them vocals. But you know, bitches like a little raspy sound every once in a while. And number 3, he is actually really ignorant. I can tell based off of how he was responding, and like when he made that comment about all my gay niggas are classy, that's that same notion and stigma of people who have HIV or have AIDS. They were nasty. They have promiscuous sex. They're promiscuous in general. They do this, they do that. Even when he was talking about, he said they ain't no junkie. He only knows which populations have been stigmatized to get HIV based off of transmission rates. I mean, we have to understand that stigma does come from certain types of data. But it's the impression around it and the stigma around it and the oppression around it that makes it a really, really, really bad thing. For example, we know that gay men, specifically when we use Atlanta, for example, we have a disproportionate rates of being infected with HIV. That doesn't mean that we were classless or we slept around or all those things. And even
junkies
and even if we were, why are you placing a stigma around that? Why are
And
you
how you know that
placing
I'm not a
value
fan
on
of,
that?
of yours if I'm a junkie?
Exactly.
How you know that?
D'Angelo,
I'm
that
a
is
junkie
not
jamming to your music. Like what? The
Yeah,
fuck?
no, problematic. And then also the idea, and like you said, he's ignorant because he clearly is living in a space where it's like he's in the 80s, 90s, where HIV was killing people left and right. He clearly doesn't understand or know that people can live long, prosperous, healthy, successful lives, have children, do everything that everybody else does while also living with HIV.
Exactly. And he's using the wrong terminology as well. And then I want to go back to another point. Because I talked about the specificity of his targets.
That's a hard word to say.
It was. I had to think about it before I said it, bitch.
Specificity.
Specificity.
Oh, I said it. Okay.
So, first off, how do you know that all of your gay fans don't have HIV or AIDS? How do you know
No,
that?
he didn't say HIV or AIDS. He said AIDS.
AIDS, excuse me. How do you know that? You don't know. There's literally no way
Don't.
for you to know that. Literally, absolutely no way. Like
You were not out there
what-
doing those statistics, doing no survey, nothing.
What did the activist say about the white lady who was talking to the Latinx cop? You lost all your credibility
Yeah.
right there. That is where you really truly lost all of your credibility. You have no idea that your gay fans don't have AIDS.
Yeah.
They might.
And also, how do you know your gay fans ain't sucking dick in the parking lot? How many of them did you let suck your dick in the 4-star hotel?
But exactly when he said you get you a hotel room, bitch, what have you been doing?
That's why I'm like, it's very personal. Somebody hurt him.
Very. And then, oh, buddy, we heard crop talk.
That's the
That's how
nigga
you
that's been
sounded
sucking his
too.
dick in that damn
But then
4-star
Hello.
hotel.
And you said it right, bitch. 4-star hotel. Not a 5-star, 4-star.
I can't.
Ooh,
A mess.
What is his name? Is his name John Johnson?
I don't know, but he
Who
did.
knows?
He did go to my college for a semester the same year. I was a freshman. We're the same age.
Lord. Which college was that?
I'm not gonna say that. I will not destroy her reputation.
I was hoping he was not
Girl.
going to follow say
Oh, baby, it didn't work for me, baby. It did not work for me. Did not work for me.
So after that, he did put out another statement.
Wait, it's like, but why are you putting out statements?
Oh,
Because
because he's
he's
trying to clean it up.
pressed
So
on this.
He's bothered.
So-
A real nigga, hold on. A real nigga. If a real nigga, like DaBaby says that he is, a real nigga wouldn't have said shit.
right, would have rolled that shit right out.
Or I said what I said, boom.
Or I said what I said. I may have been wrong. Let me seek out some other resources to find out how to say
But
it.
after that second statement, people started to really have an issue with what he said. So he started losing different festivals, Lollapalooza.
They was snatching that shit all the way. They
Yeah,
said snatch.
I want to say it was about
snatch.
8 or so festivals, that something between 6 and 8 that he lost.
They should have replaced his ass with Lil Nas. I'm just saying.
So once that money starts to be affected, that purse starts to be affected, he can't afford.
Coin purse.
Hey, Miss
He
Mama.
can't. Soon he ain't gonna be able to afford the 4-star hotels to get his dicks up by his gay
Not
fans.
the 4 stars.
He wanted to put out another statement, right? So it says, anybody who done ever been affected by HIV/AIDS, y'all got the right to be upset. What I said was insensitive, even though I have no intentions on offending anyone or anybody. So my apologies. But LGBT communities, I ain't tripping on y'all. Do you? Y'all business is y'all business.
Well, number one, that does
Somebody
not
wrote
sound like
that.
him at all.
It is not. Somebody
That is-
fucking
he did not
wrote
write
that
that.
motherfucking shit, and they did a good job.
No.
Oh no, they did not. Because this last, but to the LGBT community, I ain't tripping on y'all.
No, they was
No,
trying.
Do
they
you?
did. No, no.
Y'all
He-
business
Quote,
is y'all
unquote, sounded
business.
like him.
No,
But that did not sound like him.
that didn't sound like him.
They
They just
tried.
know. They're smart. That's
They
somebody who's
tried.
smart, because they said I have to make it sound professional, but also make it sound authentic. But to people who really understand linguistics and understand how people talk, and then translate into writing and just DaBaby in general, the nigga didn't write that.
That second part is still offensive. Because it's like, To y'all people who got HIV, I'm sorry. I got you. I'm sorry.
No,
but
I
to
don't-
y'all gay motherfuckers, do you? That's exactly what that statement said.
No,
That's
I don't
100%.
think that. No,
that's
I
what it
disagree.
said.
I do not think
That's
that's what
okay.
that statement said.
We're allowed to disagree.
All right, so I'm gonna tell. I know, bitch, and I'm about to tell you why I fucking disagree. I
Y'all are
disagree
funny.
because I think those were two separate thoughts. The first thought is I'm sorry to those folks who are HIV positive who I offended. The second thought was now they also said I offended the LGBTQ community. So to you all who are gay, this is going now back to the sucking dick in the parking lot. Do you? So I think those were two separate thoughts.
So two separate people wrote that.
No, I
They
just
worked
think
on
they
it
were
together.
They were two separate thoughts that were put together based off of the two separate things he said that were offensive.
That's
He was
still
addressing both.
because he offended both communities. Do y'all is not an apology.
It's not.
That's not an apology, and we can't make it fit into an apology. That's not. Do y'all? Do you?
It is kind of like I'm basically saying, do you? Like if you are sucking dick in the parking lot, suck dick in the parking lot. I shouldn't have said some shit about it.
He
Do
said,
you?
He didn't say all that. He said, "Do you?"
That's what I'm. But that you have to understand what do you means.
I'm
It
sorry.
means to
I'm
do
not
you.
finna. I'm not finna dumb myself down to try.
That's not dumbing down. That's
To make
African American
your-
vernacular. That's do you.
Do
That's,
you.
That means I don't have no business with that. You got to understand what do you means. Baby, you do you. I'm gonna do me. Basically, you do you. I'm gonna do me, and there's no issue with it.
That's fine.
No,
For me,
no,
that's not an
yeah.
apology. If someone
Yeah.
apologizes to me personally that way, I don't accept that apology.
I mean, that's fine, but it doesn't mean it wasn't an apology.
And do you accept that apology if someone apologizes to you by saying "do you"?
Because I don't think that was an apology.
Okay, so then that's what it is. You know, some people might accept it, some people may not, but that's to me was offensive still.
Understandable, but that goes back to understanding people. You got to understand the language and the lingo, and that lingo, do you, is an apology to people. That means, and you have to understand the difference and what different phrases mean in different communities. I'm not saying that you should take it as an apology, but that was some type of an apology in his own way, in his words. Now, how you take that, that's up to you. But we can't say overall that wasn't an apology. We can say that wasn't an apology to me, but you can't say that wasn't an apology.
Okay, well, that was a stupid apology, and I prefer the third apology that he put out, where he actually apologizes. There's a third statement where he actually
There's
says that
another
he
one,
apologizes to the gay community. So I prefer that apology because that one felt a little bit more
Is this the last one, or is there another
authentic.
one after this one?
This is the last one. I want to apologize to the LGBT community for hurtful and triggering comments I made. Again, I apologize for my misinformation on comments about HIV/AIDS, and I know education on this topic is important. Love to all. God bless. I appreciate that apology
Because it was a
more.
language that you understood.
Sure. And he actually apologized. But
Because it was a
I appreciate
language
him
that you
saying
understood.
He wanted to get educated more about it.
Absolutely.
And I do think there is a slight problem with like cancel culture, because immediately we want to just cut people off instead of giving them a chance to go back and possibly learn from their mistakes. But yeah, I guess maybe he's learning.
So I mean, but that just
Cancel
that-
culture.
That brings up a point that this conversation has literally been making me think about how we understand language and how we understand what people are trying to say versus what our perception of what they're trying to say is. Because that do you, like I explained it earlier, but what you were looking for is a direct, I apologize, this was harmful. I feel it.
yeah, I mean, that's how I was taught to apologize. But
Everybody's not taught the same way.
Everybody's not, but also I know if I'm a celebrity and I'm talking to a mass group of people, I have to apologize. If I have to apologize for something that I've done, I need to apologize in a way where people will understand. That to me just makes sense.
I'm about to play devil's advocate right here.
What the devil's advocate gonna say?
What training do rappers, celebrities, artists get where they know that, oh, when I say something that I don't know is completely offensive, What knowledge do I have to know how to speak to everybody so that they understand that? I don't think that's not a training that people get in especially in the rap and celebrity.
They used to.
I was about to. You
White
about to
people.
take it way
White
back.
celebrities
Well,
got
no,
that.
back in the
It
day,
wasn't just the white ones.
back
It
in the
was
day,
artist development.
right before exactly before the industry got so quick with people getting famous on Instagram,
popcorn
Facebook,
celebrities.
YouTube, and all these other places. That was artist development, and people actually had to go through and learn how to communicate to their fans and to people in the masses. So that's one of the things that make this a learning opportunity. I'll take your point. Make this a learning opportunity. You need to learn how to talk to a large group of people. And unfortunately, saying "do you" to a large group of people might not come across the right way. So finding a different way to do that that people can understand.
No, I
a
definitely
large
agree.
group of people can
Definitely
understand
agree. makes
sense to me. Because I was never, if my mom said apologize to your brother, and I said, bro, do you? She probably smacked me in the face.
But
I
guess that goes to my question of, and I think that's where it goes back to me understanding, like, not to say that your emotions and your feelings about it are not valid at all, but also what helps guide those emotions and those feelings of being invalid is, okay, where is this person coming from? So I can figure out how to penetrate them in some type of way. Don't take that out of context. Oh my God. I knew y'all was going to do it. I knew you bitches were going to do it. But how do I get to them in a certain way? Well, okay, I'm actually trying to understand them to actually regulate my own nervous system.
Yeah.
Because if I don't, bitch, I'm going to spaz on your motherfucking asses. That's not healthy for me.
Yeah.
So a lot of times I do that, and this is just me speaking in general, where I am going to not necessarily give grace, but give grace to a certain extent where, bitch, I'm still mad. And what you said was fucked up. But let me see where you're coming from so I can kind of sort of get it and help you understand how not to do that shit again.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes we have to do that versus always jumping. And I'm not specifically speaking on DaBaby.
Yeah.
But just this conversation in general has made me think about that.
Yeah, because I think that's more realistic or more actual with like person to person, like not seeing a celebrity tweet something or post something.
Absolutely. But I guess my question now I'm thinking, bitch, this is the first time I ever thought about it. This is, when do we or how do we allow that grace? Like, why does this platform automatically demonize this person?
I think in his situation, it escalated from his own doing.
Because he did not know. That was the language that he
multiple statements that he put out that were not right until he finally got to a statement that I think most people can understand was the problem. I mean, that second statement, the video of him saying, they ain't nasty, they ain't dirty, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Like that
shit was trash.
Horrible.
It was trash as fuck.
That was horrible. That was the worst possible thing. He literally actually made it worse. Those comments were worse than the original statement.
Agreed.
So I think
but
the
that's
fact
why
that
artists have they're supposed to have like that team to be able to be like
around
hey,
them.
I think he also felt like threatened too at the same token.
Probably.
Simply because you just said, the second comments where he tried to apologize were worse than the first ones, especially that first go around. And I think he felt attacked. He felt like, oh my God, I'm trying. And when people feel like he was going into defense mode, like a lot of black men do, defense mode. Not even black men, black people. We go into defense mode. And sometimes I don't want people, no, I'm going to say this. I am kind of defending DaBaby, but I'm also holding that nigga accountable because nigga, what you said was trash. You still canceled. I'm not listening to your music. But at the same token,
he's on one of my favorite songs too.
it is what it is. But then I think that, this is a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, I'm about to say we've been on this for a minute
Because we can continue.
We can. There's so many layers to this shit. Like, and I just don't want us to miss all of the layers.
We could. Were you about to say something?
Another layer. Okay, so and it's also going to black women. It's the disrespect to black women as well, because during his set, which was right after Megan's, he brought out Tory Lanez, which is her alleged shooter.
And for you to call that your sister,
right?
And even if y'all still did music together, for you to bring this nigga out,
right
Right after. That's
so of course
disrespectful
they may have
as
seen each other.
fuck.
Like what? And then your comment about pussy smelling like water, or tasting, or smelling, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
It's just the history of him disrespecting
What
black
does your
women.
dick
Also,
smell like?
and that's another thing that I was gonna say, that this gentleman has had, and gentleman is a strong word, has a history of very problematic behavior, particularly against women, but not just against women, against a lot of different people. There's a video of him punching a woman in the face.
I will say though, he told that story, and I'm not saying that he was wrong. He told that story, and it kind of.
We can get tit for tat for all the different fucked up shit that it sounds like he did.
Tit for tat though.
For me, it is, but we're not talking about that issue.
Because you're not allowing the possibility for another possibility.
Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, so. What I was saying,
exactly.
Well, no, because we're not talking about that issue, but there is a video.
But you just brought it up.
I brought it up because there is a video, like I said, of him punching someone in the face, a woman in the face. Now we can debate on and off about why he did it, if it was appropriate, if what he did was right or wrong. We can go through all that. But that's not what we're talking. I'm just saying there's a video.
That's what you did, though.
There's a video of him punching a woman in the face. There's also been a whole bunch of other issues that have come up with what he's done. He's done a lot of different things. So he's been problematic for a long time, is what I'm saying.
But that's, you talking about not going tit for tat, but that's kind of what you just did. You said it's problematic. That's you bringing up an issue of judging and basing it off of his character,
because it is his character.
But what I'm saying is that you're not even opening the room for possibilities that maybe it's not, and what you got from that particular clip, or
that
one clip, you're basing it off of his entire character.
But that's why I said there's multiple things. But
and also it's different because like the evidence that we get from celebrities is what we get. We don't necessarily have an opportunity to figure out who they. We don't have a chance to like talk to them and have deep conversations with them to figure out who they are and why something happened. And so we can only kind of go off of what we have.
Yeah, I mean, to kind of go back to the whole issue though, I do want, because you brought up Megan, I do want to note one of the things that I agree with what she said. Her statement was that hip hop culture basically needs to address the homophobia that that it puts out into the world, and because that's part of what T.I. was saying too. He was basically saying that this is what happens in the clubs. This is what happens on the scene. When we go out and we perform, we make statements like this. This is the shit that we say out of our mouth. And my question to that is why? Why do you have to demonize or put down a community of people to get your crowd hyped?
Yeah. And
why does your crowd get hyped off of you putting down a large group of people? What sense is that? And that ain't got shit to do with you.
Exactly.
I think it's like a traditional thing where like it's just been happening and nobody's stepped in to say anything or to stop it, so it's just gonna keep continuing.
Especially if it doesn't impact your community. So,
right.
If it doesn't impact yours, you're not going to really give a fuck about it.
And that circles, great point, because that circles right back to where we are now with this whole DaBaby thing and everybody being like, why are people all of a sudden so upset about this? And it's like, because for so fucking long, we've been allowing you to get away with that shit. And I would say with social media growing and all the things that's been happening lately in our communities, we just not taking that shit no more. We're gonna use our voices to make sure that what you said was fucked up, and we're gonna attack your pocket.
And actually, I was actually very surprised that the festivals took him out.
Yeah, and
because I didn't think that was gonna happen.
The festivals that took him out was Lollapalooza, KS 107.5, Summer Jam, Park Life, iHeartRadio Music Festival, Music Midtown, the Governor's Ball, bitch, Austin City Limits, Day in Vegas, and then Boohoo Man.
Those are a lot
Took
of
his
big
brand
deals.
ambassador deal.
Did you say
Absolutely.
Midtown?
Yeah.
Yep, Music Midtown.
I don't even know. He should have canceled that one himself. Why the hell you gonna come to Midtown? Do you know how many gay motherfuckers out here? We in Midtown as we speak.
Like a dick in the parking lot, bitch.
You didn't want to come here, brother, after making them statements. And I've been hearing from folks. I've been hearing on the ground when people have played his music in certain spaces, people would get upset about it. They would start, they will sit down or they'll stop dancing until the DJ. Or I've also heard that he's been booed until they change the song. So people are really impacted by it, and this has grown quite a bit in our community down here in Midtown. I don't know about elsewhere, but down here in Midtown. So, yeah.
Girl, what's the next case?
Girl.
Right.
So, well, the
We done
next
talked about
case
this
is
man for
gone.
41 minutes.
I about to say,
But I think we figured that this topic would be a longer
Absolutely.
topic.
And what I appreciate about this particular topic is that they expose so many different perspectives.
yeah, it definitely does, because a lot of people,
It's a lot of different branches.
not everybody gonna agree with everything, but anyway, so Cuomo.
Lord.
This will be the last topic
What a
because
nice
we can't go too
transition.
much anything
Transition
else.
into Cuomo.
But Governor
Wait a minute. Hold on,
Cuomo,
bitch. I need a break. This is heavy.
Governor Cuomo of
Is he governor?
New York.
Is
He
he?
is governor of New York.
Is he?
He is.
Gerald, shut up.
He is governor of New York. Governor Cuomo, in February was accused of sexual harassment and assault on one woman in particularly. But since then, there have been multiple women who have come out and said that he has assaulted them in some way, shape, or form. That would be unwanted kisses, unwanted caresses. A lot of different accusations, actually. One cop actually said that he was like rubbing his hand up the small of her back, up and down, and basically whispering sweet nothings to her, and she did
It
not
was sweet
appreciate.
somethings.
It wasn't nothing.
So, and that's a cop. So, this man has a lot of balls, apparently.
Or so he thinks.
Or privilege.
Balls equals privilege sometimes.
Yeah.
Actually,
Balls equals privilege. And we can relate that. Okay,
It's
sorry.
penis privilege right there.
So Lolita James, who is the Attorney General of New York, shout out to her, black woman, amazing black woman. She's the reason that Donald Trump's charity got shut down. If you remember that. Or that wasn't her. I was going to say Trump University as well, but I don't think that was her. Lolita's.
Wait, I forgot this nigga had a whole university. How many people graduated from degrees with that school?
45. No, I'm just playing.
I don't even know, but
JK, I don't know.
yeah. Well,
unknown
that
at
was
this
a mess. She's also the reason that the NRA moved out of New York too.
Period.
So she
Been
is.
accepted into Trump University.
If you don't know Lolita James, make sure you look her up and check her out, because I think there's going to be some amazing things coming from her in the future. This is not an endorsement, just a fact.
An endorsement, that's a fact.
But anyway, so since all of these things have happened, Lolita James did her investigation, came out with a report that 11 accusations all were credible, that Governor Cuomo may have sexually assaulted 11 different women. Since then, and that was on the 3rd of August that came out. Since then, Governor Cuomo has now resigned. Well, he said that he's going to resign in 14
2 weeks.
2 weeks to 14 days. So that, I didn't do the math, but that's 2 weeks from now. That he's going to resign from his seat of governor, and now this is where we are.
But first, he was pushing back on it. He was not.
He definitely pushed back. He does. We do. Thank you for saying that, because we do want to note that he has not admitted to any of the accusations that have been lauded against him. He has not. Actually, in one case, I don't know if you guys saw this, but in one case or one situation, he came out with a video basically saying that he hugs and kisses on everybody, men, women, gay, straight,
That is
black,
not helping
white.
your situation. That's still sexual harassment.
He literally, in the video, he basically shows pictures of him kissing on everybody.
So he gave evidence of him committing sexual harassment. Wow.
It was a mess. Babies, old. I mean, it was bad. I don't. So a lot of people are defending him. A lot of people feel like he should not resign. I'm just curious to know what you guys' thoughts are on this.
If the Democrats want to continue on with the morality and stuff, then he should. Just because if you're going to call someone else out who may be from a different party and say that they need to resign, then you should do the same.
I just think those other people need to resign too. Matt Gaetz.
True.
But yeah.
So here's the thing.
Come on,
And
here's the thing.
Why do I keep saying
I don't
that?
know. You're saying it, I'm it's like something's.
All right, so here's the thing. So as we revert back a little bit to the conversation, the topic that we just had,
Yeah.
I did defend certain things about people who are ignorant, people who don't know shit, and language and what language means.
The language parts. Yeah.
With this particular case, nigga, 11 women have said you have some way
8/11. Wow.
sexually assaulted.
It's August 11th.
The girl who worked for the boys, she works for a fucked up system. She said you did the caress and whispered sweet somethings in her ear. When it comes to sexual assault, and you have these women coming up, that man needs to resign. That man needs to resign. And I think resignation is actually his best friend. Especially when you think about the white gaze and what the white gaze means for reputation and power. It's better for you to go out in a resignation than for your entire empire to crumble.
Facts.
And so he does need to resign. I think this is the best look for him.
Yeah.
I do hope that those women find justice. If we're talking about specifically, about the resignation,
How you
And
can
what
say
she do?
what the word?
Specificity?
How you can say that, but you can't
because
say
it's the glottal for me that fucks me up.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's the
Yeah.
specific
wow.
versus specificity. It's right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cute.
But no, like Cuomo needs to resign. Nigga, you need
Yeah.
to resign.
I do. I think one of the women. So a lot of it, is about him touching or kissing someone that didn't want those advances. I believe it's the cop. The cop is actually willing to press charges against him. So, so at least in one of these cases, there could be criminal charges pressed against Cuomo. So in that situation, I think he definitely.
And
needs
I
to
will say
resign.
this though, thinking about duality of thoughts and perceptions and all that good shit. This is not to take away the good that I particularly know. Yeah, Cuomo that has done for the city of New York.
Yeah.
Or he's the governor, right? So state of New York.
You paused. It was like,
I pause because when I think
Yeah.
about New York, I don't even think about New York City. I forget about Buffalo.
There's a whole
and
bunch of stuff.
Syracuse and all them.
Yeah.
Neighborhood
But
cities, all
what
that.
he's done, from what I know, from what I've seen, because I don't know all the specifics, I'm not from New York. It seems like he's done a pretty good job as a governor, and I don't think that should be taken away from him. However,
Yeah.
you got to step down, bro. You can't be. And then this goes back to DaBaby as well. If we're gonna hold that nigga accountable for doing all his shit, and I'm okay with him being suspended and taken away from these things, because now that propels the educational moment. Hopefully,
you have time to educate.
now
You get time to
Cuomo,
learn.
it's time for you to step down, baby, and it's time for you to think about what you did, because what you did was fucked up.
Yeah.
You deserve
Maybe he
this.
needs to learn something too. I don't know exactly.
And I
what
feel
it
like
is,
a
but-
resignation for him is better because it's really not cutting at the niggas' pockets. And that goes
mean,
to a
right.
whole conversation
I'm
of
pretty sure
white
that
privilege
counts
versus
too.
black
What's
versus,
that? That's true.
oppression. There's so many layers in this fucking country, y'all. Ooh.
Yeah. No, he definitely.
Because he'll be fine. I know DaBaby has like money and stuff, but like all his shit get cut
Does
off
he, though?
for-
Does
he
he,
has
though?
some. He has some. But like
I don't know.
if all of it gets cut and he doesn't make another dime, where does that leave him?
Exactly. And look at Cuomo. Cuomo can sexually assault women. And not to say that what DaBaby did was of any lesser or greater. But when we talk about language versus actually physically assaulting and sexually assaulting women, come on, dog. Like, you're going to be okay. And that was the whole duality of the Bill Cosby situation. But that's a whole nother topic.
Who's out of jail?
And also, I
Oh,
can say
and we
for-
never talked about that.
wow.
Yes, we did.
No, we
Did
didn't.
we never talked about him being out of jail.
I thought we did.
But what were you about to say?
Fuck.
Because that took
It
you
was
so
about
long.
Cuomo and DaBaby. Oh, okay. So when it comes to like educating folks, I have, well, I can sometimes have a little or not have grace for that.
Yeah.
Because there's so much. But then I also think about me being in the circles that I'm in and the information being readily available for me. But I still don't feel like there is an excuse for you not being educated about certain things.
Yeah.
We
At certain ages.
So I'm gonna agree with you and say I feel you.
In a popular
Yeah.
area that you are in.
So here
for both of them, Cuomo and
I'm gonna say I feel you. But the reality is that,
Not everybody's educated.
and I'm gonna give you a great example. I work in the higher education system. Shut up. So I work in the higher education system, and I had a baby come up to me. They were a freshman.
Not the baby, a baby.
I said a baby.
Okay, just making sure.
Bitch. So I had a baby come up to me. I always call the incoming children babies. And he said, "Hey, you know where I can find all the talent stuff?" And I was like, okay, what is he talking about?
talents?
In my head, I'm trying to decode what he's saying. So,
Music?
because he's probably,
Music,
shy,
arts?
or not shy, but, nervous about asking me because I don't know if he knows. So he says, all the acting stuff. I said, well, we don't have any in here, but if you try X, Y, and Z location, this is where they post a lot of things. Because I said, a lot of this stuff has expired. He said, what is expired? What you mean? And in my head, I'm thinking, this baby's coming to college and he does not know what the word expired means.
I feel like he probably knows what the word expired means, but not in the context of
That goes back to what I was saying earlier.
true.
Context and how we understand that language. And so I say all that to say, girl, that this is all a learning experience. Where do we find the balance? Where do we give grace? Where do we say, okay, you should have known, but the reality is, bitch, you didn't know. I do think that pockets have to be cut because now you're starting to understand. Unfortunately, these were the hard pains that you had to go through. Bringing it back to layers of race, Cuomo, that nigga can be okay. That nigga can be okay. That nigga gonna be okay.
He's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, he won't be.
Unless those sexual assault charges
I'd be more apt to working with DaBaby and working on his education and working on, okay, nigga, you shunned right now, but here's where we need to bring you in. Versus Cuomo, you're the governor of New York, you're white, you know these things, you know that sexual assault is wrong. Like, come on, dog.
It's
But
just
that-
a privilege that he doesn't necessarily have to
But
think
people
about
will
those
probably be
things.
more apt to give him grace than they would DaBaby.
because of privilege.
But that takes me back to episode 3 or 4 when we were talking about Shikari.
It was episode 11.
It was 5, probably.
We was talking about either one. Just listen to them all. You'll find it.
Period.
We were talking about Shikari and some statements that she's made in the past and her having to apologize.
Oh, I'm sorry,
for those.
Shikari. That was supposed to say
Shikari,
that.
excuse me. and her having to apologize for those statements. And I think your question, Will, was what does she have to do for you, essentially, to
Absolutely.
accept her apology or whatever the
Get
case
back
may
to your
be.
graces.
And we said that there has to be action, so there does need to be some learning, I
Yeah.
think, on DaBaby's part. But I also think that there needs to be, beyond him just saying I learned something, I need to see action. I need to see that he actually did that work.
And I think that goes back to the question that I think I asked right after that. What does that action look like for us and us as activists?
You just can't talk.
Bitch, I can talk. Okay. No, but we have to, as activists and leaders in the community, we have to start asking those questions. No longer can we sit in the space of, oh, this is wrong. We know it's wrong. Okay, we know we want people to be held accountable. What does accountability now look like? What does rehabilitation look like? What do these things look like that we're asking for? And I'm be quite frank with you, I don't think we know that answer. And I think that presents as a problem.
Or in certain contexts, we definitely don't know what the answer. I mean, I know what it looks like for me personally, but I can't put what I want on someone else, right?
No, but I think going back to what you just said, I think that's okay for you to say that, because this is how we sit down and we group think and we say, okay, this is what this looks like for D'Angelo. This is what accountability looks like for me. This is what accountability looks like for Gerald.
Right.
Where do we now take those ideas and say, okay, this is what accountability is going to look like?
Yeah. Ooh. Well, I just hope he.
Oh my God.
I just hope he, because a lot of organizations have come out. Like I think there was a mass email sent out with a bunch of different organizations to DaBaby, letting him know that they would love to have a meeting with him in person to talk about all
Absolutely.
the things.
I appreciated that.
And so I hope he actually takes them up on that opportunity. To me, that's.
And that would actually, if I was his goddamn publicist or PR person,
we're doing that.
Bitch, you need to take this. We want
that's
cameras.
a great opportunity.
We want videographers. We want everybody to film. We're going to make this fucking conversation a documentary, bitch. And his career is going to go.
Because I think, that's what I was about to say, because I think, to wrap this up and to just make this last point, is that DaBaby was starting to move into the mainstream realm, right? He was starting to make more mainstream music. So he was starting to make music with white people. He has a song out with Dua Lipa. And so making statements like that.
Too.
Yeah, she did. And against what he said, right? But making statements like that is not going to fly in the mainstream.
It won't.
It's not going to fly in the mainstream.
It shouldn't fly in any stream.
Facts. So,
but the reality is that it does.
But if he wants to live in that mainstream world, if he wants to stay in that world, he needs to
absolutely
address this issue.
Absolutely. I agree. A whole red table talk, bitch.
Did y'all see that meme? It said the only place DaBaby can go now
is red table talk. Come bring it on into
and Auntie Jada gonna get it together.
Auntie, are we calling her Auntie now?
I mean,
she's my auntie.
So
she's an emotional abuser.
Oh,
okay.
Wow.
So this has been a great. This has been a great. I was about to say a great red table talk discussion.
No. Copyright.
This has been a great discussion. Please, this has been very interesting. I wanted to hear from all of you guys, especially
when D'Angelo got mad at me, bitch. D'Angelo
I didn't get mad.
He was mad. Ooh, that bitch was shaking in his boots.
But I think
he ain't got no boots on.
Right. I got on some socks with polka dots.
Southern language, shaking in his boots. Language, bitch. Understand it.
What is this?
A shot glass.
Anyways, let's finish this. So thank you guys for listening to the Rustin Hour. Can we get the number for his phone? So for folks who need, and Will, you always do this great. For folks who need services.
As he continues to say it.
Who needs access to services, needs to be referred to different places.
If you need access to care, social services, food, clothing, all of those things that my great co-host was trying to say, but did not quite get it out.
I was getting there.
My other co-host, Gerald, is going to give you this beautiful number that you can call, and it is 404
992
992
5104
5104. Are you sure it's not 5204?
Yeah, I say that number all the time.
And it's 404
992
992
5104
5104.
Thank you for giving us an exact example of language.
Exactly. And that was the whole point, bitch.
Yeah, so if you need anything,
Gerald from Atlanta.
assistance. Please check those
Jonesboro.
out. Hit us
Atlanta.
up,
I'm from the suburbs.
guys.
He's from Atlanta.
I'm trying to end this day.
Oh, sorry.
Hit us up on our social media. He's valuable. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
And don't forget to follow the Rustin Hour on Instagram. That's our
The
actual
Rustin,
podcast.
RUSTIN_hour. Like as in the time.
HOUR.
If you have some topics that you would like to hear us discuss, we're always
scared I
looking
didn't
for
think I spelled it
recommendations. And we are going to end this podcast. Thanks for listening to the
up in
Rustin
our
Hour.
DMs.
You guys have a beautiful, beautiful week, and we will
Blessed
see
be
you
the
See y'all
fruit.
later.
next time.